My name is Mirko Vragović and I was born in 1974 in the city of Zagreb in today non-existent Republic of Yugoslavia. Maybe the fact that I was born in a system where we were all equal, at least in theory, made me the optimist and go-getter that I am today. Being a first child, I was always the one that was breaking the ice, fighting for some freedom, either in school, being the head of classroom and representing the whole generation at the age of 7, being the chairman of the youth movement in primary school, solo singer in a big choir, or maybe by choosing to study then alternative foreign language at the age of 13, traveling half across the city to do so, or trying to make a difference in my neighborhood, participating in Boy Scout organization in helping the elderly. Ever since my childhood, I was interested in many different areas. Natural sciences were like second nature to me. Math, physics and chemistry were my big love affairs. Winning a second prize on a city chemistry competition at the age of 12 was no small feat. Singing, playing tamburica, our national string instrument, playing guitar whilst maintaining a rich social life were all equally important. Mundane interests aside, quietly, all throughout my life I had a secluded part of me filled with awareness of something greater than us, a sense of God. Having been born in Christianity, a natural course of action was that I attended religious education in a local church since I was 7. However, quite soon I realized that my view on life and the world differed from a rigid viewpoint that church was teaching and pursuing. A strong connection with alternative knowledge runs through my family from my great-grandparents and on, and as I've come to learn, was not limited only to the teachings of the church, but to connection with nature, medicinal herbs, strong intuition, and in some cases clairvoyance, such as in my mom's mother and my father's father. All of that must have influenced me because all throughout my busy, happy and hectic childhood, my vision of me as a grown-up wasn't of an astronaut, builder or truck driver. I've always had an impression that my work will be somehow connected with a large group of people, some sort of teaching, yet it felt it would be like nothing I had met yet. Being of a very inquisitive mind, I strongly believe that everything must follow some sort of rule. Things can't be determined by dogma. This is the reason why I love my natural sciences and decided that I will study it. Computers, electronics, anything connected with cutting-edge technology did the trick. So, although I had some inclination to medicine, several poor experiences with modern medicine led me to believe it didn't have the whole picture yet, and instead I decided to study computer sciences with the University of Zagreb. Prestigious university, one of the local few that were accredited and accepted in the United States. I thought that was my ticket for the future, but not for long. All since I joined the university, I've met tons of new people, partly due to the fact that every spare moment I fled to the neighboring University of Philosophy. The crowd was much more fun. The people on my university had only engineering topics to have a laugh at. There I met people that were into Reiki, transcendental meditation, alternative Christian denominations, Hare Krishna, various kinds of yoga, including something called Shiva Yoga, the opening of the third eye. I don't have to tell you how that opened more than my own 2 eyes. After having tried all of that, I still wasn't convinced they had it. All of those teachings were somehow rigid, old-fashioned, required you to sit all alone in the room and meditate, read some ancient books about being happy somewhere else, either being in another life, another country, or in spiritual world. Being 20-something, you can imagine why none of the above didn't check with my vision of perfect life. And then, in 1996, I met my future master and teacher, Mrs. Aiping Wong. Ever since the first session with her, I felt like home. Although she was very different from the people I knew back then, the things she was talking about, the way she described spirituality in plain, almost technical terms, devoid of any dogma, that was my view of the world was. That's how I began my journey into spirituality of the 21st century. Simple, effective, easy to understand and use in everyday life. A true meaning of complementary medicine, not some exotic technique that people run to and run away with from responsibilities in life, but easy to understand life knowledge that can help improve one's life, whilst being a prevention of illnesses caused by our modern way of life. Having always been interested in cutting-edge technology and knowledge, the teaching of Miss Wong was it. That was something I was dreaming of as a kid. So, although I was at the last year of my university, I collected money for pricey tuition and enrolled in her school for instructors. Unfortunately or fortunately, impulsive and rushed as I was, a no time to lose type of guy, I quickly realized that by taking the time to finish my computer studies, I will lose the opportunity I was given. So I decided to quit it at the very end. And the opportunity I was given was no less but full scholarship for my master's expensive university in New Zealand. A prestige university in many ways, but primarily due to the fact that it was first of a kind in the world, recognized by the New Zealand Qualification Authority. And so I embarked on an entirely different voyage, left the certainty of a very well paid job of PhD in computer sciences, and left for a very uncertain way of life technology teaching and position of life consultant. Having studied with my master thousands of hours while she was in Europe, I had the possibility to jumpstart through my studies and was offered a practice in newly opened center in London called the Energy Back at the time. All of it was just dream come true. It was from zero to hero in a matter of a few years as my life was taking for a dramatic and positive turn. There, I had amazing opportunities to try out and polish my skills working with the top people of banking world. Those stressed people managed to get relaxation through my sessions and consultations. Live or over Skype, I've collected thousands of hours of practice, indeed a dream come true. All the doubts that my parents had over me choosing such a dramatic change in life were gone as they saw my success and moreover how much happier than I ever was. My master and teacher, I Ping, taught me how to read people, how to know what they are not saying, either because they are ashamed or because they are not aware of a problem. She taught me how to help them by guiding them step by step to happy and healthy life. The teaching she gave me was based on traditional Chinese medicine, however, strongly connected with her spiritual heritage and techniques in Qigong and her proprietary life consultancy teaching, Shen Qi. After spending several years teaching, practicing and re-educating, I came in contact with Joy Yap's work. I was simply stunned by the speed, accuracy and sheer stamina exhibited by that young guy, transcending the gap of knowledge of ancient China with modern approach to marketing and sales. The teaching of Bazi was something that I was already acquainted with through my master, but for the first time I studied it with Yap's representative and completed level 1. I already had an amazing tool which I used in my everyday work, so by acquiring Bazi as an additional tool, almost second opinion if you will, it helped me foolproof my views on clients' problems and solutions. Mian Xiang face reading book was my next peak where it was documented all that I've learned in sessions from my master, only in written form. So charged with the tools from Mastery Academy and from my master Wong, I was dressed for success, and I really feel lucky and grateful that I had an amazing opportunity to have met them all.